This is gonna be video number 2 for 410 Madison Street. It's a rental we're working on for ourselves. And this house I'm showing you right now, the yellow one, is one we have under contract on the same block. Waiting to close on that one next week. But I did a video number 1 for this house, but I actually didn't really finish it, and a lot's changed. But this is an update on 410 Madison, and that's it right there. So checking out to see where we're at. I believe the framer came today and framed up some rooms. Got some roof prices today. Made a decision on that, and let me take you inside and show you around. So again, there's our other house that we're just waiting to close on, pale yellow down there. In case you haven't seen video 1, we picked this house up for $29,000 and could have just about rented it the way it was, other than having to figure out something for heat. But we're going to do a new heat pump. Alright, so I might hum and haw a little bit on this one. I just walked around this house for, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 minutes rambling about the dealings in this house, and then I realized my Bluetooth was connected to the my headset in the car. So now I can't remember what I've said or what I haven't said, so I'll try to make it quick and make some sense. Let me flip you around. Alright, so I'm going to back up to the front door, and I don't think video 1 explained much. I forgot to actually make it complete while the house was still intact, how we got it. But this was a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and it has this living room, kind of a L shape. There's no wall here. We haven't taken any walls down. This is just how it was. So it was living room, and then I guess dining area / living room. And based on my research on the MLS, which can vary, because I'm looking at what's listed with real estate companies, real estate firms, property managers, and I know there's plenty of rentals in here that are not in the MLS. But from what I can tell, rentals 8 to 20 days on market. On average, a 2-bedroom, 1 bath is going to rent for $5 to $550, and a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, same size, similar house, starts at $725, $750. I saw a couple 3-bedroom, 1 baths that are small that are actually going for 8s, and none of the houses are going to have anything on this one as far as, I think, as far as like how much new stuff it has and how crisp it is for, you know, for what we're actually redoing. We're not changing a whole lot in the kitchen though. So the ceiling, I wasn't planning on, this was not the game plan. The ceiling here was swirled plaster. There was a low spot. I don't know if in the camera you can kind of see how it's got a little bow, like right in this area. Thought for sure it was like a roof leak, especially in the like valley here where stuff collects. The roof was actually, despite how old it is, it's actually in really good. It's still holding rainwater back, I guess you could say. Hardly any staining up there. It was leaking a little bit around the chimney, which I'll come back to, and around some vent stack boots and stuff like that, which is super common. But we were talking about trying to get the plaster back up there. I don't want a tenant calling me 6 months from now or a year from whenever about this ceiling caving in, when I probably should have done something about it when the house was vacant, and it's just so much easier to work on right now. So did not want to get into that. But then you get into that, and then you're like, well, shoot, this was all stained paneling walls in here, and then so there's crown molding that then has to be replaced, but now it's got to be stained to really look right. And I was going to roll with the paneling. We were going to actually paint it or just go with it, roll with it. But then it comes down to, okay, we're going to put a wall up here, right? This line here. We're going to put a wall up, so it's going to be sheetrock, and then right here was going to be paneling. This was paneling. All this was paneling. Another problem we were going to run in, not necessarily a problem, but just a cosmetic thing, was this is going to be the new doorway for the bedroom. So you're going to walk in like this. You're going to turn to the right. And you're going to see this whole section is going to be sheetrock, and then that was going to be paneling. And it just made more sense to sheetrock the whole ceiling and all the walls and make it look good. And truly be done right. We also realized the house was inadequate in insulation, so it'll all have, it's kind of dark, I don't know if you can see, it's going to have all new insulation. Same for the ceiling. The ceilings are actually insulated pretty well. It's all pushed back and rolled up over there, and we'll just pull it back down. If we need to rent a machine and blow some in, we will, but should be fine. Layout wise, like I said, this is going to be the third bedroom now. So this whole area, closet's going to be sitting right here. This will be a wall with a door. You're going to come in the side door, and right in front of you is going to be a washer and dryer. We're extending it a little bit, but it's going to make it so that a normal standard, like everyone owns, basically, like a basic white old washer and dryer will fit here, no problem. So while I'm probably going to put brand new in here, years from now, I want to be able to go back with the same, easy to find if I go used or whatever, or find something that's on sale. I want it to be standard. I was going to do like I call them the apartment style. It's the just like white. It's got like a V cut in the middle. They're stackable, just like a stackable, but they're kind of mini. I was going to put that here, then a tall skinny water heater next to it, because it's currently over there. And those machines are they're like $1,200 on sale. And if one breaks, they both break. So there's no quick, easy replacing to them, at least for me. I'm sure it's all perspective. But for like me and my contacts, pretty much me going to Lowe's to get stuff, I don't have access to replacing those things cheap and easy, and I don't want to be fixing them. So water heater is actually going to go with the tall skinny one in this pantry. So new water heater is going to go back here. This will be pantry space. As far as the current location, this stove or this range was a 36, I believe, and standards are 30. Again, I want everything to be standardized, so we're actually taking this cabinetry, bumping it down 6 inches. Might be 3, because I'm keeping my hood centered. The hood cutout's 36 inches as well. So we're going to do like a 3-inch piece and a 3-inch piece of wood. We're going to paint them, center the hood, center the range, have a little piece of paneling on both sides. We're doing all new countertops so I can make it work. We're going to run the countertop all the way to the wall, build just a little shelf system where the current water heater's at. Refrigerator, just probably, I guess you could say like standard. It doesn't hold a big 36-inch French door. It's just a basic white one. Everything's gonna be new. Cabinets I might paint. They definitely have to be cleaned and painted. I'm just not sure if we're gonna switch them to white or go with a dark color so it's just a faster, quick job painting. Another thing nice, it's really not that big a deal, but it's insane not to do it while we have it. While everything's open, I can center my lights because there was no light in the living room. Now I can have a centered ceiling fan. There might have been a light, I can't remember. Either way, we're gonna center it. And then now I can center a bedroom light. I can put a light over the washer and dryer. Everything will flow. Chimney. We got rid of it. This was my contractor's idea. It was a great idea. Every time somebody wants to spend more money, it makes me just bite my lip, tongue, whatever, because it's just a rental. And not to take away from anybody watching this that's a renter, it's just the hole that was here, like the old, like a flue pipe thing that a wood stove or a furnace would tie into, it's not going to make me any more money per month. This ductwork could have definitely gone somewhere else. This is going to be the new return. The old return is in the floor. That's going away. New return is going to be in the wall or the ceiling maybe. Chimney wise, we're putting a new roof on, and the chimney is the same as a skylight. It's not about if it leaks, it's just going to be when does it leak. It might leak next year. I'm talking brand new. It might leak next year. It might leak 20 years from now. Either way, it's a rental. I want my stuff to be as bulletproof as possible, just for less calls, especially while I'm managing them. And yeah, for whoever takes over for me. But chimney is gone. This whole slot here was perfect for holding our flex line. So by getting rid of the chimney, we utilized some space, got rid of an ugly floor register, which wasn't going to fly anyway. And now that's one less major roof penetration we don't have to deal with worrying about caulking or tarring and all that stuff in the future. So chimney is gone. It was currently leaking just a hair. Same with boots. I see this all the time. You see in your own house, you might see little stains on ceilings and stuff. I mean, it's just as simple as that. You can see the daylight coming through. you can buy little replacement boots. I mean, when a roofer puts it on, it's a few bucks to put a new boot on. When I see new roofs going without them, I'll never call that roofer. It blows my mind why they didn't take, or at least tell whoever they're doing the job for, why they didn't spend an extra few bucks to put a new boot on. A roof might last 15, 25 to 50 years now, but those rubber things do not. They make all sorts of replacement, afterthought. They make all sorts of stuff at Lowe's, Home Depot that's super cheap to fix these things if you don't mind getting on a ladder. But that right there causes so many problems in houses. I see it all the time. Sorry, phone call. I have nice cameras, but honestly, especially for late in the day, the smartphone autofocus with the lights and darks is just so much simpler for me. But problem is it phone rings and it cuts the video. I think that's about it for the house. The bathroom, you probably didn't see much of it in video 1. It had the real thin wood paneling, like out in the living room was the nice thick, tongue and groove type edges. In here was just your cheap, I call it like 70s paneling. It was weathered, rippled. There's no exhaust fan. We're gonna put one in just because I see this all the time in houses. An exhaust fan, yeah, it costs a little bit to put in, but when you're in the stages of this that we are, it's nothing. And that way it just helps with moisture from taking showers. A little soft spot under the toilet, pretty normal. We're gonna replace some of that wood and actually support it. Going with some just basic cheap shower surrounds. The sink and toilet that was here, actually not that old and in good shape, but I can get a pedestal sink because we have a closet. So I can go with a pedestal sink for 60 bucks. I can go with a pretty good toilet, 100 bucks. It's already got to be, you're going to pay a guy or either do it yourself to install the old stuff. So right there, what's 150, 200 bucks to have new, and you're dealing with a rental that you don't want phone calls all hours of the night and things like that. So same here, this place didn't have a shower head. All it had was a tub spigot. So we'll go back with, add shower head. These 2 other bedrooms, just pretty much some plaster work and painting. Floor-wise, the bedrooms are a pine. Trying not to make you too dizzy. Out here's a hardwood. The pine, if I remember right, I think the pines run under this room here. For what we're doing, I could definitely refinish these. I could rent the equipment. These floors will look pretty good. There's definitely some staining, so we'd have to do some stain just to help blend it. But I haven't finished doing my research yet. I want a luxury vinyl plank that's you want to call it commercial quality, whatever, something that isn't necessarily a tongue and groove, so like if someone messes up a piece here, I don't have to pull everything out all the way to the wall. I just want to be able to replace it right here, and I think that's what I'm gonna roll with. And I've known of a couple brands. I just want to do some more research before I make my decision. I think that's it. So that should be it. This is week 2, 410 Madison in Franklin, and I'm actually heading now to go look at another house that I've had my eye on for a while, and I'm going to see if it's worth messing with. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying your time at home, or whatever time it is that you're watching this, and the quarantine stuff might be over. But thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or, I don't know, concerns you see in the house, or I don't have the answers to everything, but I can surely find them or give you my reasoning behind something. And so feel free to message me or leave a comment. Thanks for watching.